That lift kit you just dropped 3 grand on? It actually made your truck worth less money. Yeah, you heard that right. Look, I get it. You want your truck to stand out. You want it to look mean, sound aggressive, and turn heads at every red light. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Most of the mods truck owners think our awesome actually kill resale value faster than a hailstorm kills a paint job. And I'm not talking about losing a few $100. Some of these mods can knock thousands off what your truck is worth. Now, before we dive in, here's a crazy stat for you. Only 2% of people watching this channel are actually subscribed. 2%. That's like 10 people clapping in a packed football stadium. Don't be one of those people sitting there silent. Hit that subscribe button real quick, because trust me, you'll want to catch the next video too. Alright, let's get into it. I'm counting down 7 truck mods that might make you feel like a hero at the truck meet, but will absolutely destroy your resale value. And some of these might surprise you, because they're super popular right now. Number 7. Cheap aftermarket wheels. Let's start with something that seems harmless. You swap out your factory wheels for some aftermarket rims because, yeah, stock wheels can be pretty boring. But here's where people mess up. They go cheap. They grab some flashy chrome wheels or blacked out rims from a brand nobody's heard of, and suddenly their truck looks like it's trying too hard. Here's the reality. When someone's shopping for a used truck, they're looking at the details. Factory wheels tell them the truck was probably taken care of. They know those wheels are the right offset, the right load rating, and they're not going to have balance issues. Cheap aftermarket wheels? That's a red flag. It tells buyers you are more worried about looks than quality. And if you cheaped out on wheels, what else did you cheap out on? Plus, if those wheels are some wild design that only you think looks good, you've just eliminated like 70% of potential buyers who think they're ugly. I've seen trucks sit on the market for months just because the wheels were too much. One guy near me had a perfectly good F-150 with these massive chrome wagon wheels. Took him 4 months to sell it, and he ended up taking 2 grand less than he wanted just to get rid of it. Now, if you've got high-quality wheels from brands like Method, Fuel, or Black Rhino, and you've kept the factory wheels in your garage, that's different. But if you toss the factory wheels and bolted on some sketchy stuff from a discount website, you just hurt your truck's value. Number 6. Underglow LED lights. Oh man, this one's rough. Underglow lights. You know, those colored LEDs people mount under their truck to make it glow like it's about to take off to another dimension. Look, I'm not here to judge what you do with your truck. If you want your truck to look like it belongs in a Fast and Furious movie from 2003, that's your choice. But understand this, it's killing your resale value. Here's why. Underglow screams one thing to potential buyers. This truck was owned by someone who treated it like a toy, not a tool. Trucks are meant to work. They're meant to haul stuff, tow trailers, and handle rough conditions. When someone sees underglow lights, they immediately think the previous owner was more interested in showing off at parking lots than actually using the truck properly. And here's the other problem. Most places have laws about underglow lights. Some states ban certain colors. Some say you can't have them on while driving. So a buyer in a strict state sees your underglow truck and thinks, great, now I've got to rip all that out and hope the wiring isn't a disaster. More hassle means less money they're willing to pay. I talked to a used car dealer last year who told me he automatically knocks at least $1,500 off any truck that comes in with underglow because he knows it's going to sit longer and he'll probably have to remove it anyway. $1,500 for lights you thought looked cool. Number 5. Huge lift kits without proper geometry correction. Now we're getting into the expensive stuff. Lift kits. This is where a lot of truck guys get it wrong, and it costs them big time. Don't get me wrong, a mild leveling kit or a small lift done right can actually help your truck's value if you're selling to the right market. But we're talking about those massive 6-inch, 8-inch, or even bigger lift kits where the truck looks like it's on stilts. First off, these kits are expensive. You can easily drop $3,000 to $5,000 on a quality lift kit and installation. But here's the thing. Unless you're selling to someone who specifically wants a lifted truck, you just made your truck less appealing to everyone else. And even the people who want lifted trucks are picky. They want to know it was done right. Most people who throw a huge lift on their truck Don't do all the other work that needs to be done. You need to correct the geometry. You need to adjust the steering. You might need longer brake lines, a new drive shaft, maybe even redgear the axles depending on tire size. A proper big lift with everything done right can cost 8 to 10 grand when you do it properly. But most people just bolt on the lift kit, slap some bigger tires on, and call it a day. What happens? The truck drives weird. The steering feels loose. The front end wears out faster. And buyers can tell. They take it for a test drive and immediately feel that something's off. A study from a major automotive research group found that modified trucks with lifts over 4 inches take an average of 33% longer to sell than stock height trucks. 33%. And they sell for an average of 12% less money. So you spent 5 grand to lift your truck, and now you're losing 3 to 4 grand on resale, plus it takes longer to sell. The math doesn't work out. Number 4. Loud exhaust systems. Let's talk about exhaust. This is probably the most common mod truck owners do, and it's definitely one that hurts value the most. You delete the muffler or throw on some aggressive catback system, and suddenly your truck sounds like an angry lawnmower having a bad day. I know why people do it. A deep rumble sounds tough. It sounds powerful. And when you're the one driving, it feels great. But here's what you need to understand about loud exhausts and resale value. Nobody wants to buy someone else's noise problem. Think about it. A loud truck means your neighbors hate you. It means you can't have a conversation with someone in the parking lot without shutting off the engine. It means every drive-through has to hear you coming from 3 blocks away. Most people don't want that attention. They just want a truck that works and doesn't announce their arrival everywhere they go. And if you did a muffler delete or removed catalytic converters, you've got another issue. In a lot of states, that's illegal. A buyer in California, New York, or Colorado can't even register your truck if it doesn't pass emissions. So right there, you've eliminated huge markets of potential buyers. And the buyers who are left know you've got a smaller market, which means they can lowball you on price. I saw a Super Duty diesel with a full exhaust delete sit on Facebook Marketplace for 7 months. 7 months. The owner kept dropping the price. Started at $38,000. Ended up selling for $32,000. That's 6 grand lost, and I guarantee that exhaust system didn't cost him 6 grand to install. Here's what a dealer told me. When they take in a trade with a modified exhaust, the first thing they do is calculate what it'll cost to return it to stock. Then they subtract that from what they'll offer you. So, if it's going to cost them $1,000 to fix your exhaust, they're offering you $1,000 less. Simple as that. Number 3. Aggressive tuning and performance chips. Alright, this one's big, especially for diesel truck owners. Tuning. You plug in a little device, mess with your truck's computer, and suddenly you've got more power and better fuel mileage. Sounds like a win, right? Wrong. This is one of the worst things you can do for resale value. First, let's talk about what tuning actually does. You're changing how the engine runs. You're adding more fuel, more boost, more timing. Yeah, you get more power, but you're also putting way more stress on every part of your engine and transmission. And buyers know this. When someone tells them the truck is tuned, they immediately think, this engine has been beat on. The lifespan is shorter. I'm going to have problems. And they're often right. Aggressive tunes can cause all kinds of issues. Blown head gaskets, cracked pistons, transmission failures. I know a guy who ran a hot tune on his Duramax for 2 years. Transmission went out at 80,000 miles. Stock, those transmissions regularly go 200,000 miles or more. His tune cut the life in half, and when he tried to sell the truck, everyone either walked away or offered him way less because of the tune. But here's the really bad part. Even if you remove the tune before selling, it doesn't matter. Modern trucks keep records. The computer stores data about how the truck was driven. Some manufacturers can even tell if a tune was installed and removed. Ford, Chevy, and Ram all have ways to check this stuff. So a smart buyer brings an OBD scanner to check the truck before buying, and if they see evidence of tuning, they either walk or knock thousands off the price. A study done by a vehicle history company found that diesel trucks with documented tuning sell for an average of 18% less than comparable stock trucks. 18%. On a $50,000 truck, that's $9,000 you just lost. And if your tune caused any warranty to be voided, forget about it. You're looking at even bigger losses. Number 2. Cheap vinyl wraps and plastidip. Oh boy, here we go. Vinyl wraps and plastidip. These became super popular because they're a cheaper way to change your truck's color without a real paint job. And I get the appeal. You can go from white to matte black for like $2,000 instead of $8,000 for paint. But here's the harsh truth. Cheap wraps and plastidip absolutely murder your resale value. Let's start with why people do wraps. Either they want to protect the paint underneath, or they don't like the current color, or they think matte finishes look cool. But here's what actually happens most of the time. The wrap starts peeling within a year or two. It fades in the sun. Edges lift up and collect dirt. And suddenly your truck looks worse than if you just left it alone. Buyers see a wrapped truck and immediately get suspicious. What are you hiding? Is there rust under there? Bad paint? Accident damage? Even if your paint is perfect underneath, they don't know that and they're going to assume the worst. That suspicion alone can cost you thousands in negotiations because buyers will lowball you thinking there's hidden damage. And plastidip? Even worse. It looks okay for about 6 months if you're lucky. Then it starts looking chalky and cheap. It peels off in chunks. It's basically impossible to keep clean. I've never seen a plastidip truck that looked good after a year. Never. And when buyers see plastidip, they know you took the absolute cheapest route possible to change your truck's appearance, which makes them wonder what other shortcuts you took with maintenance. Here's a real example. A guy in my area had a Ram 1500 in perfect condition. Low miles, always maintained, no accidents. But he wrapped it in this bright blue vinyl that started looking rough after 18 months. When he went to sell, dealers wouldn't even make him offers because of the wrap. Private buyers kept asking him to remove it so they could see the real paint. He finally removed the wrap himself, which took him a full weekend and left adhesive residue everywhere. Had to pay someone $400 to clean up the residue properly. Then he was able to sell, but he'd wasted weeks and money on a wrap that did nothing but hurt him. If you want to protect your paint or change colors, save up and do it right with quality paint. Or just accept your truck's color and keep it clean. Don't go the cheap route with wraps and plastidip because I promise you'll regret it when selling time comes. Number 1. Squat modifications, Carolina squat. And here we are. Number 1. The absolute worst modification you can do to your truck for resale value. The squat. The Carolina squat. Whatever you want to call it. This is where you lift the front of your truck way up and either leave the rear stock or lower it, making your truck look like a dog squatting down. And man, this trend needs to die.
Let me be clear about something.
This modification isn't just bad for resale value. It's dangerous. When you squat a truck, you mess up the headlight angle, so you're blinding oncoming traffic. You reduce visibility because you can't see what's right in front of you. You change the weight distribution, which affects handling and braking. Several states have literally made this modification illegal because it's that unsafe. North Carolina banned it. Virginia banned it. More states are following. So right away, you've made your truck illegal in multiple states. That's a huge chunk of the market gone. But even in states where it's still legal, nobody wants to buy a squatted truck except the small group of people who think it looks cool. And that group is getting smaller every day because everyone's realized how dumb this trend is. The resale value hit on a squatted truck is massive. We're talking 30 to 50% of the truck's value just gone. I've seen $20,000 trucks that someone squatted sell for $12,000. That's an $8,000 loss for a modification that cost maybe $1,500 to do. The math is insane. And here's the worst part. Even if you reverse the squat before selling, buyers can often tell the truck was modified. There might be extra holes in the frame, different length shocks, signs of suspension work. And just like with tuning, that history of modification scares buyers away. They think if you were willing to do something as stupid as squatting your truck, what other bad decisions did you make? Insurance companies are also starting to care about this. Some won't insure squatted trucks. Others charge higher premiums. And if you get in an accident with a squatted truck, your insurance might deny the claim because you modified the vehicle in an unsafe way. So not only does it kill resale value, it can also leave you holding the bag if something goes wrong. I cannot stress this enough. If your truck is squatted, reverse it immediately. If you're thinking about squatting your truck, don't. It's the single worst modification you can make from a value perspective, and it's genuinely dangerous.
Just don't do it.
So there you have it. 7 modifications that might seem cool but absolutely destroy your truck's value. Cheap wheels, underglow lights, massive lifts without proper correction, loud exhausts, aggressive tuning, cheap wraps, and squats. All of them hurt you when it's time to sell. Here's the thing. I'm not saying you should never modify your truck. If you plan to keep it forever and you don't care about resale value, then do whatever makes you happy. But if there's any chance you'll sell it in the next few years, think carefully about every modification. Ask yourself if it's really worth losing thousands of dollars just to have it for a little while. The smartest truck owners keep their trucks mostly stock or stick to quality modifications that are easy to reverse. Things like good quality bed covers, quality floor mats, professional window tint, or even mild lifts with proper installation. These things either don't hurt value or might even help it because they show you took care of the truck. But those 7 mods I just covered, they're value killers. Every single one of them. So if you've got a truck and you're thinking about modifying it, remember this video. Your future self will thank you when it's time to sell, and you're not leaving thousands of dollars on the table. If you want to see what modifications actually help your truck's value, check out the video popping up on your screen right now.